Good evening and welcome to the channel. Not at the homestead tonight. I'm at work in my work cave, and I want to have a talk with the men, husbands and fathers out there. We have to have a word here, and this will be for us, the wives, women. You can listen to, but this word is specifically to the men, and it has to do with something that happened to me last week, and I have felt compelled to share it since it happened. After much introspection and thought and meditation and prayer, I've decided to put my thoughts into this video here, and hopefully we can start a discussion about this. So first off, I should say that the content is a little mature. Nothing explicit, but the content is mature, so if you decide to share it with your children, I would think you could share it with your teen children, but not really maybe with the younger children, but so here we go. So last week I was over at my father's house and I was helping him with some online banking. He's not really good at that kind of stuff, so I was helping him do this. And I was corresponding with somebody from out of town, and it had to do with what we were doing. And so in the midst of it, I received a text on my phone, and I didn't recognize the number, and all it said an image had been sent to me, and I didn't even bother looking at it because I was working with my dad. And then another text came in right after that. It said, "OMG, I'm so sorry." And what's this about? But I was gonna finish what I was doing, so I finished what we were working on, and then I went outside to go look at something. There was this backhoe that we were gonna put some work into. So I was looking at this backhoe when I remembered about this strange text that I had received. So I'm looking at the backhoe, and I take my phone out and I have a look at it and open up this image, and to my shock, the image was a pair of women's breasts, and the message right after, "OMG, I'm so sorry." Well, what is going on here? I'm stunned. I have no idea what to make of this. I close my phone and just kind of carry on with what I'm doing, looking at the backhoe and not really knowing what to think. So I carry on with looking at the backhoe and heading back to my vehicle, and then I remember something that happened a couple of weeks before, where my wife and the girls had gone to town to watch the musical play that the high school was putting on, and I was home with the boys, Sam and Ezekiel. And so we head out into the field on the quad. We're out in amongst the cows, and I snap a few pictures of the boys and myself with the boys, and we get up to the house and I post them to our farm's Facebook page. Dad and the boys having fun in the field while the girls are having girls' night. Think nothing of it. Well, the next day I get a comment on one of the pictures where this woman, who I have no idea who she is and doesn't appear to be connected with anybody I know, comments on this photo and says, "Can you please send me a PM because I'm trying to message you or add you as friend and I can't." And I'm just like, okay, well, this is somebody trying to hack my profile and my farm's profile, so I'm just going to ignore this. And that's what I did. And so I remembered that, and then I see this message come through, and I realize I've already opened it, and I'm like, okay, what in the world is going on here? So I send a response to this quite a few minutes after I had opened it, and I just like, who is this? Thinking maybe it's this person who's trying to access my farm's Facebook account. And the person sends back a reply. It is blank. I'm not going to use the name because it is because the name was a woman who was a friend with my wife. And I get this, it's blank, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, okay, now this is awkward. Um, Again, I say nothing because now I'm, even more stunned than I was before. And then I get another text saying, I'm so embarrassed that this happened. This is such an awkward thing, and I'm now, okay, this is extremely awkward. And I just reply something along the lines of, yeah, it's okay, just pretend it didn't happen. So this is where, you know, it's not recommended, we know, obviously, to send photos like that back and forth. But, honestly, in all truth, if it's two consenting adults and they understand the risks involved with this type of behavior, whatever, right? I'm not going to come down on somebody or judge somebody for that if that's what they're doing. If you are not a consenting adult, if you're a teen or something like that, this is absolutely 100% inappropriate behavior and you should not be doing that. But back to the discussion. So I'm like, okay, this is weird now, and I don't want to carry on with this. I'm not replying anything else. I get another message back again a few minutes later, and now things have gone from awkward to just plain weird. This person at the other end now suggests that, and this is where the mature content comes in, says, I was playing with my toy and hit the wrong button. You're lucky I didn't send that picture to you. And now I'm just like, okay, this is way, way strange, right? So now I'm heading home and I start thinking in my head, okay, so what in the heck am I going to do with this or about this, And so we've all heard the moniker, right? What would Jesus do? WWJD. You see people, they tattoo it on themselves. I've seen it, bumper stickers on cars, T-shirts, painted on one of those Volkswagen hippie vans. It's everywhere, right? What would Jesus do? So what would Jesus do? Well, I don't know what Jesus would do. Jesus was the perfect embodiment of God made flesh on our earth. What would he do? Well, there's no way that I could possibly know what Jesus would do. Jesus would do the perfect thing and the exactly right thing, and he would do it every time. And for me to even guess what Jesus would do in this situation, I have no idea. So this is what I did. I got home and I went straight into the house and I grabbed my wife. I said, "Hun, outside, I need you right now." And she's looking at me like, okay, what's going on here? She comes outside and I begin explaining the situation. And she's kind of, shocked and, I start recounting what the messages had said. And I got the last one about the potential other picture, right? And she's like, okay, wait a minute, let me see this. And she looks at the conversation and she's like, okay, yeah, this doesn't seem, something seems off here. Gives me the phone back, she goes inside, she comes back out a few minutes later, she goes, that is a, what do you call it? It's a trap. Essentially, it's a trap. The idea is that you're expected to ask for this second picture. And what the picture is the bait. What the actual trap is, I don't know. Because obviously I didn't go there, but I would say that the assumption out there, the reason traps like this exist is because there is a percentage of us men, and I don't know what the number would be, but there are some of us who would request that second picture, right? And that's what I want to talk about. We need to be the men who would not request the second picture. So what would Jesus do? I don't know. What I did, I went straight to my wife. Hun, we're one flesh. We are, full disclosure, we are open. This happened to me, potentially somebody you know. She came out and confirmed for me that it wasn't. super, super relieved that it wasn't. Happier that it was a potential trap. Um, so, you know, I didn't fall for the trap. And I need to encourage you, you men out there, don't fall for the trap. Don't be that guy who would ask to see this other picture. It's a trap in more ways than one. It's some sort of probably a financial trap or your data or something like that. But our enemy is setting traps for us as well, and that is the more serious consequence with this type of actions. So what I was kind of hoping to do here is I'd like to spark some discussion. I'd like to see this video shared amongst men. I would like to challenge you guys to think, rather than, you know, what would Jesus do? Think about, what would you do? What would your response be to a situation like this? So share this with a man that you feel needs to hear this or should hear this. Let's get some discussion going in the comments section, and let's see where this goes, because I think this was important to me. I had just the day before attended a men's Bible study with a couple of friends, and the next day this thing hits me. And again, no idea where it came from. The conversation obviously has been deleted off my phone, and haven't had anything since then, but I really felt compelled to share the story and try to get some discussion and some interaction among some guys as to, you know, what would you do, how would I handle this, and you know, did I handle this right? You know, I think so. Could I have handled it differently? Yes, and it could have still been right. Could have been handled wrong too, and I'm glad I didn't handle it wrong. I am 100% grateful for my wife. She's an amazing woman, and I would never do anything that would put into jeopardy the relationship that we have, that God has blessed between us. So, guys, share the video. Let's comment. Let's get some discussion going, and stay safe out there. God bless you, not from the Faith Heart and Homestead, but still from the Faith Heart and Homestead. Like our channel, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with another man. Okay? We're out.